Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review on the Team of the Season Tomas Soucek card. We're going to go through the card and see stats, clips and summary. Before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below if you're going to grab this card, what your thoughts are on it and how you fared during Team of the Season, who you guys have packed. And now, let's get into the video. So guys, getting into this Tomas Soucek review here, and this is the team I used him. I played him in that 4-2-1 in the DM spot. I did also try him at the centre back slot. And overall guys, my first impressions of this card, I really like this card for how cheap it is and how well he does in that midfield. I think this is a really good card. I really enjoy using it and I had fun with it too. Getting into the review, Tomas Soucek, 6'4", high work rates, right footed, 3 touchdowns, 3-star weak foot, 8 games played, 1 goal scored and 1 assist. Now guys, the high work rates are good. He gets forward well, he gets back well as well. Unfortunately guys, sometimes his positioning is a bit affected by this in that he's too far forward when you want him to be a little more defensive. So the right instructions will be important to making sure this card stays in the right place. 3-star weak foot, not ideal. 3 touchdowns was not ideal as well. But again guys, with 1 more on each of those, he would be a lot better. Not going to complain too much though. In terms of the chemistry that I put a catalyst on him guys, I wanted the pace and passing to just be improved a little bit more so that he was a bit better in all regards there, which leads me into the attribute details guys. Now this is where I think I may have got the chemistry style wrong. If we look at the pros of this card, the passing range is actually very good, the defending stats are all very good, and the physicality on this card is really good as well. In terms of the shooting as well, he's got really decent long shots and good shot power. Feels higher the shot power than what this card would suggest as well. In terms of the cons guys, he's not a quick dribbler and he's not particularly quick in general, not a fast runner either. So guys, those are really the cons that I picked out for this card. I really don't feel like there's much else that was wrong with it. And actually, if I was to resuggest the chemistry style for this, it would be something that focuses on his dribbling and his pace, which would then lead me to suggesting the engine for this card, because I really do feel like he does well in every other aspect of the game. Getting into the player traits guys, he's only got a solid player trait to go off. So now that we've covered that, let's get into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into some of Tomas Soucek's clips, and what you guys are going to see is his general ability to play that defensive midfield role and how well he did for me in all aspects of that DM role really. He did a fantastic job for me. Now the first thing we'll get into guys is his pace. Now his pace is a bit low. I do feel like that overall guys, he didn't really struggle for me because of what is such a brilliant factor, and we'll come into this a little bit later, his defensive awareness and positioning. It was absolutely fantastic guys, and he was able to just sit in that spot for me, control the game for me as well, take over when needed, and then break up attacks as well, which was really important for me as well. So overall guys, I don't feel like his pace was that bad considering all of that. His passing is really good guys. He has a good passing range, both short and long, through passes, over the top passes, crosses, all of it. He's good at all of those passing elements guys, and even though some of those may be a little lower and you wouldn't expect him to be good at it, overall I feel like his passing was a really big pro and he was able to do everything I needed him to be able to do. In terms of his dribbling guys, he is a little bit clunky, and that is something that you guys will have to, just live with. I feel like that this card obviously does have its limitations in terms of what it is good and bad at, and overall guys, you can't really ask for too much considering how well this card plays and for what value you're getting out of this card. If we get into the 2 key factors now, which are his defending and his physicality, the first thing we'll talk about is his defending. Absolutely tremendous in this regard guys, really clean tackler, strong tackler, great defensive awareness, great defensive positioning, all of that stuff, and all the elements of the defending game he was fantastic at. Combine that with his amazing physicality, he's super strong guys, able to compete against anyone in that midfield. I did have one game where I went up against a Patrick Vieira and he was certainly able to hold his own against that Patrick Vieira in midfield. Did a great job of just cleaning up and beating him to the ball as well. So overall guys, I think this card is a really well-rounded DM. I thoroughly enjoyed using him, and this was the only goal he scored for me, an absolute ping from distance. So guys, getting to this final Tomas Soucek summary, 64k on the PlayStation, 64k on the Xbox, and 70 on the PC. Guys, this is a very cheap card, and I really like how well this card did for me, particularly in the defensive and physicality aspects where I wanted him to be the best at, and I feel like he was just a fantastic card in all of that. If you look at the stats, of course, the defending, the physicality, the key standout stats, his passing range is better than that what was suggested on the card as well, and his dribbling, whilst clunky and slow at times because of his pace, agility, and balance, he has fantastic reactions guys, so he's able to move in that midfield very well. He positions himself well, wins the ball back easily, does really well in all of those aspects. If you ask me about chemistry style guys, I recommend the engine for you. It boosts his passing, gives him a little bit of pace, gives him a little bit of agility and balance as well. The next best one probably guys, I wouldn't say a shadow, just because I feel like his defending is already fantastic. I feel like it's wasted, and maybe a catalyst just to give him elite passing range. But guys, honestly, I do feel like the engine might just be the best way to go. In terms of similar players, guys, now there are a lot of similar players to this style of card. I actually feel like he's a bigger version of Emmanuel Petit, a real destroyer in that midfield, very capable as well, and then also has that passing range and other elements to his game that Petit also has. Maybe has slightly better dribbling over Petit as well, particularly in that reactions department. In terms of linkability, he's got one perfect link in there, strong links to, of course, Czech Republic icons such as Nedved and Czech, of course, his teammates at West Ham as well. So all really nice linkability as well in there, guys, for this card, but not a lot of it. So once you do get past those first couple of cards, you are really struggling for linkability unless it's weak links to other players in the Premier League. If we look at the price, guys, where he comes up in this level of players, who he's up against, guys, this card is a level above any of these cards in terms of defensive ability that are defenders near him. Freeze Chiellini does not touch this card in terms of how well he plays. The thing that holds this card back, 3-star, weak foot and skill moves, and his nation as well is really tough to link in. That's really what holds this card back in terms of price, guys, which leads me to my final recommendation. Is if you're building a BPL team, you need a destroyer in there next to your more technical midfielders who can just hold it down for you, compete against anyone physically in that midfield. Pick up this card. It's so cheap. It's such a good card. I've kept mine. I picked one up and I've just kept him just when I need to see out games. I can bring him into the team and he can do a real job for me in that midfield slot. Hope you guys enjoy this review. If you did, please do smash that like button. Until next time, I will see you all in a bit.